Oh, what's that going on? Why is that sound not going, you mother bad
To own
sound?
slaves. Most historians.
Bit O'Reilly's. The O'Reilly's
At
back
the
there.
outbreak of the Civil War,
Nice sailboated lights and stuff.
Frank and Jesse James are already fighting in a war that's equal parts personal and
Can't
political.
wait to meet my
The
future
James brothers
bride.
grow up in Civil War, Missouri, a state divided
They
on the
already
issue of
have. That's
slavery.
the weird part.
Their mother, Zerelda, is a fanatical supporter of the Confederacy and the right to own slaves. Most historians believe it is she who instills in her boys a violent hatred that will go on to define them as adults.
There's Yankee scum around every corner.
Just gonna look them right in the eye. Zerelda was very influential in Jesse's development. He ends up being rewarded for violence and for all of these things that go hand in hand with war.
With these guns, you're gonna teach them brutality.
The James brothers mount up with the Confederate Western Missouri Bushwhackers, a unit led by Bloody Bill Anderson, a man whose rage matches their own and whose savage brutality fosters a bloodlust within his men. In the fall of 1864, Union troops are gaining ground in western Missouri. But Anderson's forces fight back through murder and acts of terror.
Here you have a 16-year-old Jesse with this guerrilla band who are engaging in the most atrocious activities, killing behind enemy lines.
Their main targets are the railroads, the lifeblood of the Union advance. On September 27, 1864, Bloody Bill and 80 of his soldiers hijack a train. But instead of supplies, they find something even more valuable.
This train has aboard a number of Union forces and home guards that are on their way home. They're unarmed. They really pose no threat, but they've now fallen to Bloody Bill Anderson and his band.
All you Yankee sons of bitches are gonna die like dogs!
Bloody Bill wasn't afraid to send a message. And it can be pretty brutal. We're talking about cut-out tongues, scalps, desecrating dead bodies.
Bloody Bill Anderson had a very deep effect on Jesse James because he was something of a mentor to Jesse. And James was involved in a lot of imitative behavior, doing what Bloody Bill did.
The Bushwhackers kill 4 civilians and 22 Union soldiers. Jesse and Frank James ride with Bloody Bill's unit. Whoa! Until it's ambushed.
Come on, go!
By Samuel Cox and his men.
Samuel Cox, he was a scout turned military leader. And so he trailed and tracked Bloody Bill.
Jesse, we gotta get him out of here!
With Bloody Bill dead, the Union Army begins hunting down the rest of the Bushwhackers. Jesse splits from the group and is shot in the chest. Frank is captured and surrenders. He's forced to take an oath pledging loyalty to the Union.
That I will henceforth faithfully support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Union of the state thereunder.
Jesse is a prisoner of war under the Union flag and must surrender before his wounds are treated. But he has no intention of giving up. Even if the Confederacy is defeated.
For Jesse James, this is not an end of his conflict. This is the end of someone else's conflict. Not Jesse James's conflict, not Frank James's conflict. Their conflict isn't over. It's still going on.
With Northern interests in power across Missouri, Frank and Jesse joined forces with a group of brothers who share their fierce hatred for the Yankees. The Youngers lost their father and family home to the Union. They too served under Bloody Bill Anderson in his brutal campaign of terror.
The James and Youngers had known each other well before the Civil War. They honed that relationship. They realized the potential they had as a fighting force.
What do you reckon's next for us?
Well, it's just a matter of picking the place to strike.
Picking the place? Picking the man.
They had to do something to strike back against federal authority and everything they saw as being oppressors in their life.
Everyone on the ground, now! Get down! Grab the money, Frank.
It makes sense then to express your outrage by robbing banks.
Put the money in the bag. Now! Come on!
It is true that we are robbers. We rob only in the glare of the day and in the teeth of the multitude. And we do not kill only in self-defense when they refuse to unlock their safes and vaults to us. We kill.
Damn it, Cox!
Together, the James Younger gang is a terrifying bunch, hell-bent on resurrecting the Confederacy.
For fastidious librarian Emily Skinner, each day was fueled by thorough preparation for events to come. Well, somewhere along...
if they don't get caught.
The Pinkertons were essentially the first real detective agency, almost the precursor of an FBI. And their role was to essentially run down criminals.
Hands up! Easy!
There is no reason for a man to do anything when an experienced robber gets the go on him.
Wallet, watches, now!
If he gives the alarm or resists, he will die.
Your purse.
And that pretty little brooch.
We are but warriors for the working day.
That's Shakespeare.
Who among you fought for the rebel cause?
You, sir. You paid your debt.
Thank you. Let's go, Frank.
It's for the papers.
News of the James brothers' holdup spreads quickly. The robbery is a blow to the Northern railroads and embarrasses the Pinkertons.
Alan Pinkerton, their founder, who had been a spy for the Union during the Civil War, takes it personally upon himself to bring Jesse to justice.
The nation's most powerful private security force is now on the hunt for Jesse James. The attention he receives as leader of an outlaw gang becomes an addiction.
Jesse's ambition to continue the Civil War is reinforced by his ego. As his reputation spreads, the charismatic young outlaw with the catchy name captures the imagination of defeated Confederates. That recognition only escalates his violent rebellion.
In Kansas City, the name Jesse James catches the eye of a former Confederate major turned newspaperman.
John Newman Edwards was a former Confederate cavalryman. He was very sympathetic to what the Jameses were doing because he wanted to oppose Reconstruction politics in Missouri.
The train robbery is one of the nation's first. And for John Edwards, it elevates Jesse James to hero status, making him an even stronger tool to rally the disgruntled Confederacy.
Edwards, he wanted to see these downtrodden Confederates take their political future into their own hands. And he thought the James Gang would inspire them. And that's why he started writing positive reports. He made them the legends that they were.
Newspaper readers across the country buy into the Robin Hood myth, while in truth, he's a greedy, vicious killer. Now clearly in the sights of the Pinkertons, who have been contracted to catch him.
All right, young Goldie, I'll tell you. Jesse, I must admit, that was a fairly well-run operation.
Easy, whoa now, boys. Getting a little overexcited. Let's all just have a drink together. All right, a little fun.
Hey, boys.
Not bad at all.
The Pinkertons convince a neighbor to alert them to the James brothers' presence on the family farm. They plan a night raid. But when the Pinkertons throw an illumination device through the window, the only ones home are Jesse's mother, stepfather, and 13-year-old half-brother.
Reuben and Zerelda think it's a firebomb and sweep it into the fireplace. That turns it into an actual bomb.
Once again, the James brothers have brought war to the doorstep of their home, and their family is caught in the crossfire.
Nobody told us to expect it. Intercourse that's painful.
Me neither.
The Pinkerton raid on Jesse's family maims his mother and kills his half-brother Archie.
I shall. He maketh me lie down.
Jesse vows revenge.
He leadeth me